Hello everyone. My name is Anita Sain, your science teacher from Shri Rama Bharti Public School. Today I will explain few topics from the respiration in organisms. So let's start. Today we'll start with the respiratory system of human beings. As you can see, the respiratory system in human beings, it is having few main organs like nasal cavity, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. So the respiratory system in humans being consists of few organs like nasal cavity, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. Now, first of all, we will go for nasal cavity. What is nasal cavity? The air enters the nose through the nostrils and reaches the nasal cavity. And as the air passes through the nasal cavity, it becomes warm and moistened and it filtered there. And how it is filtered? It's filtered with the help of hairs which are present inside the nostrils. So that is the first organ, nasal cavity. Then comes larynx. The nasal cavity leads into the pharynx, and from pharynx, the air passes to the larynx. The opening of the pharynx into the larynx is guarded by epiglottis. So you can see here three main terms are there. Pharynx, the nasal cavity leads to the pharynx, and then pharynx passes air into larynx. And there is an opening in between both, which is guarded by epiglottis. Third part is trachea. The trachea, which is also known as windpipe, it is very delicate muscular tube. And this trachea branches into two smaller tubes, which are called bronchi. Now the next is bronchi, and in singular, it is known as bronchus. So each bronchus enters into the lungs. In the lungs, each bronchus, they branches again into bronchioles. And at the end of this, they are having air sacs, which is known as alveoli. Here in the alveoli, or we can say the air sacs, the exchange of gases take place. Then comes lungs. Lungs are two in numbers and are present in the chest cavity, and this chest cavity, and which is surrounded by the ribs. And these ribs, they form a cage-like structure, which is called rib cage. Now, at the base of the rib cage, there is a large muscular sheath, which is called diaphragm, it forms the base of the rib cage. So this is all about the different organs. Now we come to the mechanism of respiration in human beings. Now, respiration is carried into two steps. One is the breathing, which is also called external respiration. And second is the cellular respiration. As the name is indicating, it will take place inside the cell. So it is known as internal respiration. What is breathing? Breathing is a continuous process. It involves only exchange of gases. Which gases? Oxygen and carbon dioxide. Cellular respiration, the process of breaking down of food in the cells, which release of energy. This is called cellular or internal respiration. Now we will see the mechanism of breathing. Now breathing, I told you that is an external respiration, means inhalation and exhalation. Now what happens when a person inhales? So during inhalation, the diaphragm contracts and moves down, and the rib cage, it moves upward and outwards. So when this whole process occurred, then there the volume increase, the chest cavity increase, and it reduces the pressure inside. When the pressure inside the lungs get reduced, the air from outside rushes into the lungs. And during exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes and it moves to its normal shape. And what happens? The rib cage also returns back to the normal position, and this reduces the volume of the chest cavity. Then what will happen? Due to the reduction of the volume, the air will expelled out. So this is the mechanism of breathing. Now next we will go for the exchange of gases, the internal respiration. Now here we know that each alveolus is surrounded by capillaries. Now the exchange of gases takes place between the alveoli. What is alveoli? The air sac of the lung and the capillary which surrounds it. Now while inhaling, the oxygen from the alveoli diffuses into the blood in the capillary, and the carbon dioxide present in the blood also passes in from out of the blood into the alveolus. So this is, which is when later on exhaled out of the body. So alveoli are the structural unit of the lungs, means the air sacs or the alveoli where the exchange of gases takes place is the structural unit of the lungs. Now how does cellular respiration occur? Simply because as the name is indicating, it takes place inside the cell. The oxygen that enters the capillary from the alveoli enters the blood, red blood cells, RBC. And we all know the red blood cells contain hemoglobin, and this hemoglobin, it binds with the oxygen and it forms oxyhemoglobin. Now this oxyhemoglobin is carried by the blood to different parts of the body and different cells of the body. Now in the cells, oxygen is released from hemoglobin, and then these cells use this oxygen for the oxidation of food or the breakdown of the glucose. And when the breakdown of the glucose takes place, what will form? Carbon dioxide and water along with energy will also released. So this is what? Cellular respiration. The carbon dioxide generated diffuses into blood. Then again this blood will carries it back to the lungs, and from there it will expel out as exhalation during exhalation. So this is all about this chapter. I hope you understand each and every topic clearly. So it's time to say goodbye.